Alright, these are the steps on how to upload into GoalLine after you've created the CSV file. I've already logged into the GoalLine administrative control panel and I'm underneath the ICE coordinator. I just click on scheduling here and then I look for upload schedule file. It's important to be in the master menu, by the way. Don't be going in the team menus. If you're in a team, you can only load schedules for the specific team. So here I'm in the master, click upload schedule file, and I want to browse to where I saved it. These templates down here are for file format, and I've already designated the file format through the CSV file that we created. So I'm going to go to where I saved that file. Let's bring down the menu here so you guys can see it. So I actually have it saved in a cloud directory just so I can access it quickly. And I got a file format here which I would encourage the next ICE coordinator to keep. Got an ICE sent out. It's in the current season, 2013-2014, for the purposes of this demonstration. And I actually saved all of it to one particular file. If you recall, I just saved all, although there's, you can see for week 29, which is the sample, I got Adam practice week 29 is there. I also have Bantam week 29. I have all these separate week 29s, but rather than uploading each file separately, like I said, we created that single CSV file. So I'm going to go find it, and that we called it Junior Practice Week 29. So click that one. And now we're going to upload it. And you can see this is about matching columns, and it should do it automatically if we got our CSV files lined up properly. League name, league name. So you can actually change these things, but again, we set it up properly. You may want to scan just to the end just to make sure everything's lined up, like so that details matches details, practice type matches the practice type, and show details all the way across. So, and looking at them quickly, looks like we're good. Now this is important. Don't forget to do this. The first highlighted row here, that's actually our header. That's actually, we don't need to import the header. We actually want to import the files below it. So we have to click on this no here, import the first highlighted row, and make sure it says no. Click continue. And it's going to give you just a quick snapshot. Now if we had any errors or mistakes at this point in time, the system will do validation all the way throughout the file as you upload, and it'll actually show up as being bright red. Sometimes the CSV file got created incorrectly. Maybe it got saved as a Mac or an Apple CSV rather than a desktop PC CSV file. It does have to be the standard. So I'm just going to click continue, and then this is going to make sure that I got my leagues matched up. And if I have something that says not available or in all caps, don't understand this, you obviously have a mistake in the upload file, but we're good there. And it's going to confirm what we've told it to do. Now it's going to say, oh, league match is complete. So we're good to go on to the next step, which is to line up the teams. This is where I do find I make mistakes sometimes, or especially if I'm building practices being shared between a Timbits team and a novice team, for example, where I may have left in the Timbit League, I may have left a novice team in there just as a placeholder. So it'll show up there as being all caps, saying, I don't understand, what team did you mean? If you have that instance, I just exit out and start over again after cleaning up the CSV file. Click continue, and this just simply says that we're all good. We've got all of our teams matched up. Now, and it's just going to acknowledge that you're good. Now we're going into schedule. So for the purposes of this video demo, it is practices only that we're loading. You can actually load practices and games at the same time, but I do not recommend that. It's just easier to keep practices and games and tournaments and in the sort, each separate based on the type of schedule you're loading. So we're good there, and good there. Again, it's Going to validate. It says, yep, you're good to go. Now it's going to venue match. Sometimes if I'm doing an upload or if someone gave me the arena name and they didn't line the arena name up with what we have in the Trails West GoalLine system, you'll end up with an error here as well. But you can see we just got a few rinks here, given that it's the end of the season. Line them up, and it's going to say we're good. Next step is the practice type, and we have 3 practice types within Trails West. We have full ice, half ice, and shared ice. Full ice is, as it's stated, half ice is both teams are on the ice for the entire time of the ice slot. And shared ice means you have a staggered start and staggered end to allow teams 15 minutes or maybe 30 minutes of full ice, but they do have portions where it in fact is shared with 2 teams on the ice. Click continue, and we're good to go. So it's now going to sit here and continue to submit your uploaded games. You'll notice up there that it's going to start spinning a bit, and this may take some time. It all depends on how many records we've loaded in. And if you recall, we created 67 line items in the CSV file that we created beforehand. So we're going to want to make sure all 67 were loaded. So we're just going to wait here. Again, it does take some time. You do have to be patient and do not exit off the window, or you run the risk of being taken off guard. I guess I should have edited this video, cut down on the wait time, but it's easier this way. Again, all I'm waiting for right now is for it to tell me that 67 files were loaded, and sure enough, 67 records were loaded, 0 records had duplicates or conflicts, 67 records were inserted. So that's great. If there were errors, it would actually give you an idea of what the errors were in this section here, and it'll actually give you a chance to export that file. I would actually just do a quick print screen or mark down the items that had conflicts. You can end up with conflicts at this stage. For instance, let's say someone had loaded a game in before, or loaded an exhibition game or something into an arena before you had a chance to load the practice file, and that will create conflicts, and that's traditionally the most often occurrence. Or maybe sometimes they enter in an event at a location and they use a rink that you're actually got to practice at, when they just are really using a room or something like that. So anyways, that's it. Now after this I will actually go off and send an email, but I'll make that underneath a separate video.